Boys and girls, Bojim and Bok Choy here. We're back after a couple months off. I had spent the last few months looking for and then purchasing a house with my wife, so didn't really have much time to play video games. Barely had any time to even watch like real life F1 races or anything like that. But we finally moved in a couple weeks back. We're settled in now. And I figured let's try and do our first ranked race of F1 25. Now, honestly, I haven't really been doing much competitive racing at all. This is our first ranked race. I don't think I've even done a multiplayer, like a public lobby. But we managed to qualify P3 and still haven't really figured out how to take advantages of like ERS and stuff like that in F125 online yet. Now, not a terrible start, but we do have P4 coming up behind us, and I am using a little bit of battery, but they must have started using it right on corner exit. Now, a little bit of contact between P2 and P3. We got to take avoiding action here. I think we get ran into from El Dictator, who I assume thought it was on purpose as they drive into us. And this is one of the big problems that I have with 5-lap races in ranked. Now, the good thing is they finally turned the rules back on, because I actually saw time penalties and warnings for track extension. But they really need to push this back up to 25% races, and you'll see exactly why when we come up. So this left-hander here, the driver in front doesn't really get a great exit. We get right on their gearbox, and I wasn't going to make a move going into this right-hander, but they just brake checked me. And I'm like, well, what the hell, man? Is that for turn 2? Because I was just avoiding the cars ahead of us as they drove into us. And I have no options here. There's nothing I can do. I have no recourse. I either pit with 4 laps to go and I lose like 20 seconds in the pits as another driver is off the track, or I just continue driving with a damaged wing and lose like 2 seconds a lap, right? So in cases like this, we need longer races. So I could have jumped into the pits, because look at this. The guy that brake checked us and damaged our front wing, I don't think they got damage. They still seem to have a complete front wing, so whatever damage they have is very light. And it's been almost a full lap, and they're still within, we're still within their DRS. So if this would have been an 11 not 11 lap race, I don't know how long 25% races at Austria are. I think the full race is 71, half of that is 35, and then half of that is like what, 18, 19 laps. So if we would have had like a full 18 laps, I could have pitted on lap 1, and we probably could have finished on the podium here. But because we couldn't do anything about it, we're driving around with a damaged wing with 3 laps left to go, and there's just nothing we can do. Look, they're still right in front of us. We are still within their DRS with missing a whole panel on our front wing. And this is just kind of infuriating to play. I thought F125 would be a little bit different. I'm glad they turned the rules back on and people are getting penalized for track extending, corner cutting, and stuff like that. But we still just need longer races to deal with the dirty drivers that we run into, right? And I just feel like we could have done better in this race. As it is right now, we're just having to use battery to defend on the straights as the driver in front of us goes off and into the wall. And we are up on the podium now. Still only about 4 seconds to the driver that started on pole. Now, Blue Moon did qualify like a good 7 or 8 tenths faster than us, but they were quick. I'm not taking any away from that. I literally turned on the computer and I was like, all right, let's try the first ranked race. So first race of the day, first driving of the day, so not too bad if I do say so myself. And El Dictator is still only 1.2 seconds ahead of us, and we've got the broken wing. Now, at this point, we've got nothing to defend with. Our battery is dead. We are missing the front right portion of our front wing, and there's nothing we can do here. 1.5 laps left to go. Like I said, pitting is not an option. We just have to stick it out and see what we can do. Now, the good thing is that the 2 drivers behind us now are 4 seconds and 13.5 seconds behind us, so it looks like we might be able to hold on to this position. But there's just, we couldn't even fight. before we completed the first lap of the race, the race was over and we just couldn't fight anymore. So now I'm just hoping that the guys in front of us drive into each other or take each other out, and maybe we can gain a position or two. But yeah, as much as I appreciate that they've turned the rules back on, I don't think they turned it on for qualifying, because not a single person was disqualified for track extending in one-shot qualifying. So I don't think they turned the rules on for qualifying, but then they do turn the rules on for the race. So I'm not really sure. Like I said, this is still my first race, but I do see that people are getting warnings and time penalties. And I probably should have checked the race director at the end. I don't know. Maybe they still haven't turned the rules completely back on, but at least we're starting to see time penalties and stuff like that. So yeah, one step forward, one step still stuck to the past, but we'll do some more ranked races and see what ranked is really like. But we managed to hold on to P5 here, but I am a little bit disappointed after having been gone from multiplayer races for so long to come back and see that we're still doing 5-lap races in ranked. But still a long season. Maybe some patches will fix that. We'll cross our fingers, but we won't hold our breaths. And that's it for our first video for the first time in I don't even know how many months. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to eat a bok choy, and I will see you all in the next one.